Welcome back, everybody. We are on part two. It's time for the hot tags of the week. Some different news, stories, rumors, whatever the case may be that's happened in the world of pro wrestling over the past couple of days. Let's start off with the biggie. Adam Rose and Konnor were suspended for 60 days for wellness policy violations. And we still don't know exactly what ended up happening. What specific drug they were violating or whatever the case may be. But earlier today, Adam Rose posted a little message saying, what essentially translated to, I don't want my kids to think that I'm a failure, but I didn't fuck up. Which, I don't know about that.
Yeah, he was blaming his doctor.
Yeah. That it seems a little like trying to save face from the fans, but maybe it's true. I don't know. I mean, we don't know if there was some kind of a glitch in the test or something ended up happening where he had a doctor's note that they never double checked or something like that.
Tony, here's the thing. You want to know who also blames their doctor? Every other athlete in every other sport who tests positive for some type of, something that gives them a performance enhancing.
To be fair, these tests are not scientifically accurate, really. they are very, very likely to come up with inconclusive results, or you can come up as positive when you certainly aren't using it. It's just testing for elevated levels of things that are natural in your body.
What I'd be interested in is they have a B sample. Because in MMA, when something like this happens, a fighter will often say, test my B sample if they know they're not cheating. And more often than not, when they ask about that, B sample's clean.
Now,
I liked when Adam Rose would come out with the B.
What makes me suspicious about that, though, both Adam Rose and Konnor have been suspended before.
Yes.
So, the idea that you've sort of already gotten in trouble for this before, you're more likely to end up doing it again, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's 100% true. And who knows if the first time might have been a fuck-up, too.
I don't even think Adam Rose actually did anything performance enhancing. He probably just does cocaine or something.
Yeah,
that's true. We don't know what these are about.
Yeah, and to be quite honest, I don't think his performance has ever been enhanced.
Yes. Well, he is enhancement talent.
Yeah, whatever he's taking, it's not working.
Yeah, I'm just going to say this. I'm not missing the radical mongoloid.
I put up an article for those that were interested in checking it out about whether or not they should release them. And just to kind of, spoil a little bit of it or whatever, I'd be totally down with them firing both of these guys. I don't think we're missing anything. What's Konnor doing? He's one half of a shitty tag team that has been pointless since he's been on the main roster. Oh well. Adam Rose is the bottom of the rung of a jobber team. And it's a team of 4, too. So it's not even one half of it's going to screw it up. They can get rid of Adam Rose easily, and the Social Outcast don't miss a beat.
Well, Peter posted something in the Mega Maniacs earlier about how Victor joined the Social Outcast. I don't know. I didn't watch it, but I just looked at it. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, he's been teaming up with them on live events now, because I guess they were kind of just hey, Victor, you're not really doing anything, and they need another person. Put him in there. But I would be down for even Damian Sandow joining the Social Outcasts if they need that 4th member. I just don't see the point in kind of keeping Adam Rose around anymore. And Konnor, this dude, when he was on his own, was trying to do a gimmick that he looked like a rat.
Well, he does look like a rat.
Trying to do a gimmick where he looks like a rat? No, he just looks like a rat.
Yeah, but he tried to make it, funny, and it wasn't. He was, smelling cheese and shit.
Really?
Yeah, you don't remember that from NXT?
No, that sounds awesome.
He had Del Rio was his manager or coach or whatever. Coach, I think they were calling him then. And he did something where, do you smell that cheese and whatever? And he was just kind of I think I smell cheese. And you're just oh, dude.
I mean,
that could be much more funny if they're just cutting serious promos backstage and every now and again it just pan to the back and he's just sniffing a block of cheese.
At the catering table, he just eats, smells, and just does everything with the cheese. Nothing else.
Everything with the cheese.
Sleeps on cheese, bathes with cheese.
I don't know, this sounds like a cheesy idea.
His dumbbells when he works out is cheese.
And now that he's gone, the cheese stands alone.
She stands alone.
Well, what do you guys think about Adam Rose and Konnor? Is this going to fuck them up significantly, or are they just going to come back into the mix with no changes whatsoever? Should they get fired? Like, any other thoughts about this idea?
There must be something that Adam does behind the scenes, or he does really well with like the charity side of everything.
He's got the hookup for some really good drugs.
Apparently, but
he knows this one guy down in Rio de Janeiro. He's amazing.
I don't know much about Konnor. I've never seen much of a value in him. Even when it was the Ascension, I always thought that was doomed to fail, just because when that would have translated onto the main roster, it just seemed like it was doomed to fail. But with Adam Rose, he's been boring pretty much the whole time. At one point, a bee and a bunny was the only reason why he was popular. And then the entire time when they were like, oh, he should become Leo Kruger and then join the Wyatt family, when that wasn't even that good of a gimmick in the first place. He really hasn't provided much to the company other than shit. So if he were to leave, I want to be upset about it.
As far as Konnor goes, I like the Ascension when they were in NXT. As soon as they brought him up to the main roster, they completely ruined what they did with him. So
it wasn't their fault.
No, I know it's not their fault, but they have not used them.
No, but I'm going against Drew on that, though. He's like, oh, I knew they weren't going to work on the main. They would have worked fine on the main roster if they weren't just brought out there to lose to old fogies.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing. They actually kind of looked not cool, but different, and then they made them too different. They're fucking stupid face paints, and there's just too many tweaks, and it just didn't work. It was discount Demolition instead of what the Ascension was.
No, see, they didn't make them different at all. They just made them exactly like Demolition and Road Warriors. But I really didn't like them. I didn't think the idea of it is cool, but I just didn't think the wrestlers were interesting or did anything spectacular to keep me entertained during their matches. That's why I really didn't care.
Well, sorry they weren't doing flippy flips and all that shit you like, Drew. These are just badass dudes who just came out there and kicked some fucking ass. It'd be nice to have somebody like that on the fucking roster. Everyone's a fucking pussy and 5'3" tall.
Well, see, the issue with that is I have no problem if they were to keep me interested, but I never thought they were that good at keeping. Can I?
Damn.
Wow. All I'm saying is that they're not that good at wrestlers, and really the only reason why people liked them in NXT was that the crowd chanted shit whenever they wrestled. Other than that, I didn't see much of a value in them, other than they had a cool entrance.
Get over when people cheer for them.
Well, even if you weren't the biggest fan of the Ascension, I mean, I think everybody can agree they were handled so poorly on the main roster, and it's kind of to the point now where the best that they can hope for is to get either like repackaged and that we're supposed to forget about that, or if WWE did so much rehab where they gave them like win after win after win to where people go, oh damn, they're actually like a legitimate team now. But that's not going to happen if they can't trust Konnor because he's got 2 suspensions. So Victor's getting fucked, kind of.
Well, see, if they were to go far in this tournament just now, that would have at least done something for their career. I have no idea what they could do. At least they don't package them from like a different country and just have them walk the beaches of it. So I have no idea, dude.
Welcome to the wasteland. And a lot of flowers in the wasteland.
Flowers smell like cheese.
Yeah. Adam Rose, though, man, like this dude's gone through a couple different gimmick changes, and they've all sucked. He's not good on the mic. The Rosebush segment was garbage.
Oh, I'm glad that didn't last long.
What else has Victor done other than the Ascension gimmick?
He was only around for like a few months before he got put into it, so he was just Rick Victor.
Like, who was the other dude?
That's actually not a bad name.
That was Bram. Bram from TNA was the original other guy.
Huh. Because I
think he actually benefited from being out of WWE. They should definitely like bring him back into the fold eventually, though.
Like
too
I
good
brought
for that place.
Well, he was the one that was married to Charlotte, right? Mm-hmm. Or was that Gunner?
No, it was Bram.
Because I mentioned about the idea of putting another person in the Social Outcasts. What about the idea of bringing somebody else in to replace Konnor for the Ascensions to keep the Ascension around and giving them a boost? Because it's like, well, I got rid of Konnor, but then this new guy's coming in and he's going to take his place, and we're going to actually kick some ass now, you know?
Oh,
Ryback.
Baron Corbin.
You know, I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate it, but it would just ruin the lone lone warrior type of thing, or the lone wolf.
The lone wolf plus
whatever.
Victor.
Like, Paige used to be the anti-diva, now she's on Total Divas. So fucking whatever.
I guess that's true.
As far as Adam Rose goes, though, I mean, I never really liked him at all. I wasn't watching NXT when he had the Leo Kruger gimmick. When he came up to the main roster, I didn't like him. The only reason, or the only time I actually gave a shit about Adam Rose at all, was when they did that ESPN special, the 60 or whatever it was called. Mm-hmm. And you got to see a little bit of behind the scenes, his family life and his story. That actually made him a little bit relatable. When he's on TV, when he's on Raw and SmackDown, I don't give a shit. Right. So if he never comes back, that's fine with me.
I'm pretty positive the only person that liked Adam Rose out of all of us was Sean. And Sean's not here anymore, so you kind of have an idea where Adam's going.
Well, when they were doing the vignettes and stuff, it seemed kind of interesting.
Even the first few weeks.
No, it wasn't. It was just a guy you partied.
Yeah, like it was like, you know, the theme song's kind of catchy and shit and all that, but then it started to just kind of wear down as like, yeah, but he's not actually good in the ring, and he kind of sucks on the mic. And really, it's just a catchy theme song, and now it's starting to wear a little thin.
And if you watch NXT the month prior to this, you would have known that.
Yeah, I liked his theme song way better than I liked anything else about him.
Mm-hmm. But, you know, you speaking of the ESPN thing, I don't wish anything will on either of the guys as far as, like, you know, they should get fired because, like, fuck them. Like, I don't hate either of them as people. And it kind of would be a shame if he were to lose his job because his kid's got these medical issues and stuff like that. But at the same time, you can't just keep somebody around that really sucks at their job and they're untrustworthy and all that just because you kind of feel bad for them. And
David has dead family, so Adam just has sick family?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, if they were to fire the two of them, I think it would be a better decision for the company. And if people would complain about it and say, like, well, he's got a sick kid, yeah, that sucks. But, you know, from WWE's perspective, it's like Adam Rose hasn't really contributed all that much. And he's not necessary. It's not like getting rid of a Daniel Bryan or getting rid of, hell, even like if somebody like a JBL would leave and you'd be like, man, that's going to change the commentary table up. It's like Adam Rose, he can go away and nobody would notice. Pretty sure nobody noticed that he wasn't on Raw this week, right?
Nope.
So, yeah. Let's talk about some other things, though. This person's actually frustrated with their spot. WrestleMania wasn't so great for Ryback. He was interviewed, and they said, like, so did you have fun at WrestleMania? And he basically said, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to stick around this company anymore. He said he would try to find another world that pays off, and that a lot of times you work real hard, and it doesn't end up taking you anywhere. A lot of, like, bitter stuff when it comes to that. What do you guys think about this? Is Ryback bitching for no reason, or does he have a legitimate gripe?
No, he is 100% justified. Ryback got screwed at WrestleMania this year. 100%.
And
Ryback
at WrestleMania 29.
Yeah, he's always screwed at WrestleMania. This guy, granted, some of the initial times he got screwed, he probably wasn't ready for the position he was being given.
Like, 29, he should have won, but I can understand why. They're humbling the guy, they're getting him ready. This year, there's zero reason for what happened to have happened. Especially knowing the fallout.
I was arguing at WrestleMania 29 that he should have won the Royal Rumble and beat Big Show to be the champion.
Well, he was the final two then, so I wouldn't have complained if that was the case.
Because he had just done that whole thing with CM Punk, and it was like he was popular as fuck right then. Mm. And then they decided instead they're going to give the belt to Del Rio and do Del Rio Jack Swagger, and not even have like an entrance for them and stuff. It was like.
Well, the issue was at that time, Big Show had that his contract was about to run up, so they had to hotshot it off him just in case he didn't resign.
Yeah, but I mean, Big Show's he's been like around for so long; they would have known it that he would have ended up coming back, and then they could have had Ryback beat Big Show, and it would have been this big thing where he's like the world heavyweight champion. And if it would have failed, okay, but they fucked him over with that Mark Henry loss and their justification of like. Yeah, but he did do the shell shock afterward. Nobody fucking cared.
Yeah, I believe Ryback is now 0-4 at WrestleMania. Is that right?
But that's if you count Battle Royals.
And I know wins and losses don't really matter as much as people try to make them out to be. But it looked, especially this last time, he should have won that title.
Okay, well, hold on. let's not even look at it from the sense of whether he won or lost. He was put when fucking people were walking into the stadium and half of them couldn't even fucking get in because the Wi-Fi was messed up.
Mm-hmm.
So he performed to like all of fucking 36 people in their seats.
He literally was in the absolute worst spot for anybody in WrestleMania this year. He lost to a guy half his size that he shouldn't have even had a match with to begin with because nobody gave a shit about that match. As the opening match of the card on the pre-show with nowhere near as many people in the stands as it should have been, and he lost it. So it was like, damn, man, like, I buy into Ryback being frustrated. If I was him in his spot, I would be doing the same thing. I wouldn't be saying that on the same interview, but I justify what he's saying as being like, you know, you work real hard, you try to get over, and then they go, nah, we don't want you to win anything, and then you have to work right back again, you have some setbacks with injuries and stuff, and then they give you the Intercontinental title, and then they fuck up your story, then you get injured, then they fuck this up, and it's like...
If I'm really mad about anything, it's just that they haven't done anything with him after Mania. He hasn't been on Raw the past 3 weeks. And
that's Kalisto.
And Kalisto hasn't either. That's another valid thing. They both have been performing on Superstars, and who the fuck's going to check out Superstars? I don't even think they have like an actual TV slot anymore. You have to go to Hulu.
At least if they did something with Kalisto, at least he could feel like he did something. You know, he had this character to help get over this new, fresh, young guy going on to do great things. But it happened, and then ever since, none of them mean shit.
The only time I think that we saw Kalisto was when he pretended to be injured and lost a match.
Oh, yeah. Jesus.
And it's like, you just had him beat a big guy. He should be like, oh man, this United States champion just beat a guy twice his size.
No, he had him beat the big guy.
Yeah, he just beat the big guy.
This conversation
means
pissing me off
nothing
so
at all. Like it's so. If I were Ryback, I would probably have like at least a little bit of a consideration of just being like, you know what, fuck it, I'm leaving.
Dude, I would be pissed off if I was Ryback when people say in WWE wins and losses don't matter, and then you give him a win streak. If wins and losses don't matter, then why bring that stuff up? But that just annoys the shit out of me. And on top of that, just
actually,
like
that's
said,
more of a marketing thing than it is anything.
which is fine, but if wins and losses don't matter, then win streaks shouldn't mean anything in WWE. Because as soon as he lost, nothing mattered. He went on a long losing streak. Wins and losses do matter. People can say it doesn't, but wins and losses help build and lose momentum.
Or even just the idea of like, this dude, every time he gets some kind of traction, they fuck him over. Something happens. It's him and King Barrett have like the worst luck when it comes to this stuff.
Well, with Barrett, he just keeps getting injured. But the thing is, Ryback, he's done stuff with his characters. He's added moves. He's really improved. Other than Baron Corbin, he's someone who wasn't really that good of a wrestler in 2012. He is a lot better, and he could do a lot more now what he did then. And people don't want to give this guy the credit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He's doing a frog splash this year. What the fuck?
And he's been consistently one of the guys that we find one of the most entertaining. Like, yeah, we make fun of him. We do the whole, like, the meathead jokes and stuff like that. And, like, hey, oos. You think the Grand Canyon's bigger today? Like, that kind of shit. But it's funny, and it's interesting. And we all kind of just go, like, yeah, but I like Ryback. I pick on him, and I like him. And it's like, if you were to give him a championship, like the United States title, that would have been a step up from Kalisto. And, shit, you didn't even give him that. Like,
do you think Ryback's the kind of guy that speaks up for himself? Or do you picture he's more like a Daniel Bryan where he's just
I don't think he speaks up for himself at all.
I don't either. That's kind of the impression I get too.
I don't think he does either.
In fact, like that whole story about Punk calling him a dumb fuck and him going, yeah, I'm a dumb fuck, I totally buy it.
Well, look at his thing on Table for Three. It was Ziggler and Bryan, and those two are, again, like half his size, and they're picking on him. And he's going like, oh, guys, come on.
I think we hit the problem here. Ryback is a big softie.
He's like the new Vader.
That is actually something, though. Vince apparently doesn't like guys that aren't tough. It's apparently why he fucking hated John Morrison.
But the issue I see with that is, in a number of Ryback's interviews from a long time ago, he mentions a number of times that Vince McMahon goes up to him and says that he is worth $1 million. Like, he sees it in him. So, this has to be something with Vince. And honestly, the CM Punk thing, that really fucked him over because fans won't get let him go out there and just be himself and just organically get cheered, people just hate him because CM Punk said, "Oh yeah, he fucked up my back." I really think the CM Punk thing hurt him a lot more than anything else recently.
Nah, I think the CM Punk thing hurt CM Punk more when he got dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ryback, we're on board with you, buddy. But let's talk about another thing from WrestleMania. This is just it's kind of interesting little note to put out there. The #1 merchandise movers during WrestleMania 32 week, the New Day. Not too surprised. They had the Bootios thing, which, Drew, did you get yours yet?
Yeah, I got my box. I sent you a Snapchat of it.
Yeah, he stamped all over it and shoved it in the corner of his room.
What?
No, I just took a picture of it. It's actually on my just counter over near me. It's actually cool. The ingredients, it says Papa Shango's Voodoo as one of the ingredients. And Howard Finkel's voice. It's actually kind of cool. And then on the side, it teaches me how to dance like Big E. It's kind of an actually cool box.
How much was it? It was like, what, $50 or something?
I believe it was like $45, but I had a
Jesus.
but I had a discount code. I only had to pay like $22 for it.
That's
way
still-
too much. And you still had to pay shipping.
No, I didn't. I had free shipping anyways.
But it's not just the box; it comes with a T-shirt in it, right?
Yes, there's a T-shirt
that's
inside
right.
the box. But dude, I honestly hate the New Day's T-shirts. They're fucking ugly. And I
I
think
mean, the
if they
T-shirt
ever-
is the exact same thing that's on the box. So if you like the box, you would like the T-shirt.
Yeah, but it's a cereal box. It's cool.
I bet he just got like a fucking bonus at work and he didn't know what the fuck to do with it, so he just put it away on this box.
No, I think he was on the freaking call when we were doing that one night. I was like, "Oh, this thing's awesome! It's hilarious! Yeah, we should totally get it." And the rest of us were joking, and he actually is the only sucker who went and bought it.
No, I honestly thought it was really cool, so I got it.
Yeah, you
I
keep
will-
sticking to that story, Drew.
No, I will. I honestly think it's cool. My only complaint with the New Day is that they still wear pink, which I think is stupid. They need to like change their color scheme.
Yeah, Tony.
But were they selling the box, the cereal box, at WrestleMania, or was it mostly like the light up horns that they were selling? That's
They're
what I'm
probably
thinking.
selling the horns. The box thing you had to.
No, they
that
had
was
the
like a
box.
pre-order. They had the box.
No, they
thing?
had the box. I remember seeing pictures in their little like store that they had. That was just like stacks and stacks of those boxes.
Oh,
Well,
jeez.
you figure they have the horns, they have the T-shirts, the socks, they have so many other things.
Do they sell toy trombones? That's what I want to know.
They should at this point.
Yo, they have tracksuits. Those things are expensive.
They actually sell tracksuits?
Yeah.
Damn, man, they're just going like, they're doing like Simpsons marketing, where they're just kind of like, yeah, just put it on there.
Spaceballs level.
Just, New Day cotton balls, sure. New Day Q-tips? Well, we already have those cotton balls, but fucking people will buy it.
So when is the New Day gonna disband?
Not for a fucking while.
When they stop selling unicorn horns in cereal boxes.
When they stop being the
seriously.
#1 merchandise movers during the most important week of WrestleMania.
Yeah, I was going to say, they still have a lot of gas in the tank.
I wouldn't be surprised if Vince doesn't like them, but he's just keeping them because they're selling.
Mm-hmm.
There was a report earlier that I read from an interview that they had where they said Vince doesn't ever really tell them to not do anything. And the only time that he ever did was when they did that power bomb through the table for the Dudley Boys. And he told Xavier Woods, like, you're overselling a little bit too much. Like, tone it back. And that was it. Like, all this shit, apparently, that they do, Vince is just kind of like, it's funny. So,
Yeah, it's a bunch of ass and like fart jokes. He
Well, I don't
loves
think
that shit.
I don't think he gets most of it.
maybe not. I mean, he does kind of have the same movements if you look back at that old Slammy Award thing. He dances kind of like Big E. So he might just be like, I love this guy's dancing. Like, he gets it. Stand back, Big E.
No, I bet Vince taught Big E how to do that before Big E started doing it.
He very well could have. That's what's
think-
funny about this.
You think Vince is a big Dragon Ball Z fan?
I don't know about that.
I wonder how they had to explain that one to him.
They probably just didn't. They're like, it's a superhero thing, and he's just like, sure, whatever.
I
One
bet
of
he
those
looked at
stupid
him and he was
people.
just like, the fuck?
He's like, I don't know. As long as I keep making money, that's all that fucking matters. Oh, they're gonna buy cereal boxes now? Fucking why not?
I really want to know how much that big cereal box they had for Mania cost compared to some of the other stuff they did.
Oh, you want to buy that too?
I'm just asking. I'm just curious how much the cost of that compared to someone with like a big pyro thing, or for example, Triple H's theme. I feel like that might have cost a few
It
bucks
was
just to hold the
very,
get up
very
for it.
cheap. It's a giant piece of fucking cardboard.
Yeah, they
and
just
a bunch
printed
of
over
foam
it.
O's.
If
Yeah.
they were smart, they would have sold all those O's that came
Yeah.
out, especially the one that Rusev kicked.
I don't know. It's not Kobe Bryant's
You know what?
hair, so
I bet they didn't even have to pay for it. I bet Xavier fucking made it.
You know what? If I were Xavier Woods, I would have told them, like, can you save one of those O's for me?
No, I bet that's what they
Probably
did. I
not.
bet they like passed them out to all people and like the family and crew to people on the show.
no, I'm pretty sure the next night of Raw, they all came out and they had like an O in their hand.
He had one. He saved one.
Hell, you know
Oh,
what? Why
oh, my
not
bad.
have people sign them and auction them off and give them to, like, the charity things?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go, WWE. Do that and push Ryback and fire Adam Rose and Konnor. Last thing that I want to talk about for this week, totally unrelated to WWE, but this is actually something about Lucha Underground. So, Peyton, I really want to get your opinion about this in particular. Apparently, they terminated MVP's contract because he had some people on one of his podcasts, and they gave out spoilers. And some people are saying this is a personal betrayal, so to speak. Other people are saying it's just a breach of contract because they revealed the age of some character. The girl who was Maxine. I think she said Katrina's her name now, right?
Yep, that's her.
So they gave out like who that big strong dude was. Can't remember his name.
Matanza.
Yeah, that guy. And her age and all that kind of stuff. Now, since you follow this stuff a hell of a lot more than I do, and I don't know the full context of everything like that, what do you think is going on here? Was MVP really like fucking him over, or is this like blown out of proportion? Or what?
Well, I didn't listen to the whole thing. Here's Lucha Underground situation. They film very, very far in advance. Like we're only like a third of the way maybe in through season 2, and they're already starting to film season 3, which isn't going to be on the air until next year. So they're trying to be very protective of what they have in the can. And more so than that, Lucha Underground really sticks to kayfabe far more than any other company that's out there these days. I mean, that's part of the Lucha livelihood. I mean, that's why these guys wear masks. They make these characters that are completely separate, and they dedicate themselves when they're in the mask to be that character. And when they're not, they don't want anything to do with it. That's why they do that. You know what I thought was adorable for Callisto's credit is when he came to the Hall of Fame, his girlfriend had a mask on too. That was really cute.
But do you think that they were right to get rid of MVP for that?
Again, I haven't listened to this interview, so I don't know what the context of everything is. Maybe. I mean, I'm sure they had some type of agreement, and if he breached the agreement, then yeah, they're completely justified.
Kalen, Wago, and Drew, any thoughts on this?
The fact that MVP hasn't lashed out and acted like a dick makes me think he was in the wrong and he's just taking it on the chin.
Mm.
As far as is it an extreme reaction? In modern pro wrestling, yeah, kinda. The laws of yesteryear don't really apply anymore, and it's kind of cool that they're bringing it back. You're not going to hear me complain about that. But I mean, I don't blame them. You got to be protective of your product at the end of the day. If you don't want to get spoiled, you don't want to get spoiled.
I mean, do they sign any kind of non-disclosure or anything
I
like
would
that?
assume so.
Well, I read something in the story that apparently that was the issue.
Oh, okay.
Especially if it's like a big storyline, I can imagine knowing that it's going to be sitting under wraps for so long that they couldn't say anything about it.
So yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough to say. I mean, again, I don't know what the context of everything is here, but all I know is that they are more protective of their stories because they have more in-depth stories, and it's the same thing as like a movie. I mean, when you have a movie coming out, you don't want that to get leaked out. I mean, look at how upset Quentin Tarantino did when all the leaks for Hateful Eight got put out.
Hmm.
It's basically the same kind of idea.
Gonna get some comments, people that are like, what, you're telling me her age of her character? Like, fuck. Pissed off fans about spoilers. Drew, any thoughts about this whole situation?
Not really. I've always liked
Ready,
MVP, but it's I don't know the full story, so I really can't give an honest opinion. So maybe when I actually look at it, maybe I'll like have an opinion, but I don't. And it's MVP. Who really cares?
Well, I'm curious what everybody else has to say about this, so leave your comments below. Tell us what you think about the Lucha Underground thing, about New Day's merchandise, about Ryback's situation, Adam Rose Adam Rose and Konnor, and anything else that might have happened this week, drop them in the comments below. We're going to take a break with the rest hold, and we're going to come back afterward and start answering those questions that you guys submitted for our April mailbag. So stay tuned. Part 3 is coming up next. Part 4 is coming after that.
Ugh, can you imagine if like Adam Rose and Solomon Crow had a fucking kid or something?
Ugh.